Welcome back everyone to another day of the July Junk Journal Challenge, which is hosted by Leigh at Leigh Creates. Now today our prompt is window or peek through, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had seen this prompt when I put my journal together, and so I deliberately included an envelope with a window. I often use these in journals, they're great. They're just business envelopes. This one's come from a bank by the look of it. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and I'm taking my inspiration from, because this is a junk journal challenge, and yesterday was probably a little bit more art journal than junk journal. I don't think that matters, but anyway, I'm going back with the junk today. I've got a couple of pages taken from a magazine, and I saved these because these are about one of my favourite artists. Now I have to look at his first name, Hundertwasser, always known as Hundertwasser, and he was an Austrian-born artist, but moved to New Zealand in the 1970s and lived here until he passed away in about 2000, I think. And he's got a very, very distinctive style. If you've seen any of his work, it's kind of instantly recognisable. As well as his art, he designs buildings like this. And in the last few years, we have up in Northland, so the top of the North Island of New Zealand, there's a town called Whangarei, and we now have an arts centre opened up there, dedicated to Hundertwasser and his work, because that's where the area where he lived in New Zealand. And Mr. Jem and I have been lucky enough to go and visit, because it's probably something like an 8-hour drive from where we live, and it's just north of Auckland, and so we were able to go one year when we were up in Auckland for something else. Anyway, so this is the man himself, and this is the inspiration I'm taking today. Now, he was a really interesting guy. Not only was he an artist, but he was a really committed environmentalist, and he did a lot of his art had an environmental message, and he did a lot of campaigning to do with campaigning on environmental issues. So my vague plan is to pop Hundertwasser in here, and then to use some of his artwork to collage around. And as you can see, he uses bright, vibrant colours and geometric shapes and interesting lines. So that's where I'm going to go today. As always, I'm never quite sure how it's going to turn out. But as I say, Hundertwasser was also quite a philosopher, and I have a number of quotes of his. But there is also one here which I may include, and it says, "You are a guest of nature, behave." And this is, we're incredibly lucky. We live on the edge of the Wonderland National Park, so we live in an area of what would be considered to be outstanding natural beauty, really. And so environmental issues and protecting the environment are pretty high on my list of interests. So there we go. As well as admiring his art, I like his thinking. So as you can see, I've just put a bit of glue around the edge of that, and I'm going to try and manoeuvre this in and get it in the right place so that we can see. Actually, that's gone in really nicely, and we can see him through the window. Now, whether I leave this pocket open or not, I haven't quite decided yet. But I'm going to collage on the front here, as I say, with some of his artwork, and maybe add a quote, and maybe some gel pen bits and pieces. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm keeping it simple today, guys. All right, let's get going. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Right. Do you ever have the experience that something has been on your desk in the way and bugging you for ages, and then when you want it, you can't find it? That's me today. I've had some Hundertwasser quotes here, and they've been in my sort of scrap pile and all over the place. And anyway, today when I want them, I can't find them. So that's okay. I'm going to stick with the magazine pages, and I'm going to cut out this, which was actually a piece of artwork from Hundertwasser. This was a poster he produced in 2000, not long before his death. And I'm going to cut both of those out, I think, and use them because I quite like that mirror image idea. So I don't know what else I'm going to do on here. I think I'm going to pull out once that glue's dried. Do you know what? I've got 3 glue sticks here. You will have seen me digging around with this in my glue sticks. I've got 3 glue sticks. They're all just about empty. So, and I don't throw them away because I do like to dig the rest out. It really, really irritates me that there is a good, probably almost a centimetre in there that doesn't come out above the plastic. So, I don't know. I use it. But it does make a bit of a mess. So anyway, once that glue has dried and is not quite as sticky, I am going to add some doodles and things in with a couple of gel pens, I think. I fancy a little bit of gold on there, and I'm sure Hundertwasser wouldn't mind me embellishing his art for this purpose. So in the meantime, I'll cut these out and get this quote on somewhere, and then we'll take it from there. So
So
it turns out I've been talking to myself for the last 10 minutes. I'll have to check back and see what you can see. But I put a coat of matte gel medium on there to protect it and to stick all the bits and pieces down. And I've decided I don't want today's prompt on that page. So I've just done a little bit of repair here. My cover was just starting to pull away. So I've done that. And this will sort of help reinforce as well, if I can get that as close as I can in there. It's just going to help that hinge a little bit. There we go. All right, so hopefully you didn't miss too much there. I think probably it was just the putting the matte gel medium on, which is not really very exciting, is it? All right, I'm going to let this dry and then we'll have a quick look and finish up.
So there we are. There's the finished and dried page. So our prompt today was window and peek through. And we have a homage to Hundertwasser. There is a Hundertwasser quote. You are a guest of nature, behave. And sitting behind the window and peeking out, there is the man himself. So there we go. Reasonably simple today, but true junk journal style, all salvaged from a magazine, and of course a business envelope. So that's us for today. I think it might be Thursday today, so one more day this week, and our prompt for tomorrow is map. So head on back tomorrow, we'll see what's happening. In the meantime, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, and that way you won't miss any more videos. But for now, thank you for watching. Ka kite anō.